How's it going, Japan Trail Cam? Thanks again for joining us on another episode. My name's Dan, and we're going to check out this week's footage. Got some great captures for you. And we're going to start off with some pigs. A big wild boar right here. And a little bit later in the video, there's one even bigger than this. I like this guy. He kind of looks sleepy. His eyes kind of look a little bit, you know, when he's winking, kind of slow. Looks a little sleepy there, yeah. But this spot is a great wallering spot where the pigs are going to roll around in the mud, and we will see quite a bit of that in this video. He is just sniffing around, sniffing the trees, seeing what he can smell, and you know, the pigs, the wild boars' noses, their sense of smell is their best sense. You can see this one's being cautious here. It's a slightly different angle here, but it's the same area and whatnot. But yeah, their eyesight is not very good, but their sense of smell is amazing, and it is their main sense of direction. And yeah, just their best sense here. Now you're gonna see, I believe this boar is gonna smell a little bit of a weed right at the bottom of the screen there. That's going to kind of be the reference point where you can kind of see in both of the shots where we are. Right here, yeah. You see how this boar is going to be smelling this weed right there? You see that little weed that he smelled? That's going to be our reference point, and you'll see that in the other angle as well. And this boar is just kind of, you know, moseying around, sniffing what he can sniff, seeing who was here earlier. Yeah, he's sniffing that weed again. Yeah, keep that weed in mind. There. And yeah, they're just sniffing around the area. They honestly don't mind the bright light that's shining that way. But yeah, looks like we have a little bit of sound coming up here. Let's listen. I think it's just some footsteps. I can kind of see the waveforms of the sound. Oh, here we are. Little baby pig. Little baby pig kind of comes in. Maybe that's Mama. He or she's following Mama. But right after this clip, we're going to see a big wild boar. Big boy. One of the biggest I've ever caught on trail cam. And he is a unit. He's a big boar. And yeah, we're going to get to see him walling around, rolling around in the mud. Oh, this one gets scared. Gets scared a little bit. Not this guy. The clip after this is the boar that I'm talking about. The big boy. Look at him. He is a unit. And he's got some big boy parts too. But yeah, he's a big boar. Now I think this one is going to be a Eurasian boar. Not necessarily the Japanese wild boar. Because the Japanese wild boar tend to be a little bit smaller. There he goes. He's getting a big old roll in the mud. But yeah, Japanese boars, the native species to Japan, tend to be a little bit smaller, and they have kind of white markings on their face, kind of around their cheeks and whatnot. And this guy doesn't have that. So I think this guy's going to be a Eurasian boar, which is an invasive species here. But look at him. He's just a big boy. Rolling around a little bit more. His head is very wide. Body's really wide and sturdy. I would not want to be caught in this area at the same time when he's there. I mean, this is his backyard. You know, this is his ground. Scratching his butt there. Or his other big boy parts. Look at that head. There's a big wide head. You can kind of see his tusks a little bit. It's a great animal, you know. I think they're beautiful, you know. Now they're rolling in the mud to kind of clean themselves, rid themselves of any ticks or other pests, dead skin, dead hair. They roll around in the summer to keep cool, kind of a sunscreen. Look at that. Unit. There's a big boy. Yeah, rolling around again. But again, they roll around in the summer to kind of keep cool and whatnot. And I would imagine maybe even to keep warm in the winter. They get a good coating of mud on there. Might protect them a little bit from the wind or whatnot. I'm not too sure about that, but I know they do it to just get clean and rid themselves of, you know, the pests and parasites and old skin and dead hair and whatnot. So yeah, and he's getting up, sniffing around. I think he's gonna go off screen, kind of wander around and come back a little bit later. Yeah, he's gonna shake off. There's shaking off there. You hear that? Some good old little drinking sounds. He's getting a little quick drink. Now I thought it was interesting because the way that this boar goes, and I gotta go back there the next time I go back to check the cam because I still have in this area. That is a steep area that he is climbing. Like, I really want to see. Like, I just can't imagine how he is climbing that, you know. All right, here we just have a quick quiet rabbit here, a little quiet bunny rabbit. Just kind of hanging out there. It's a Japanese hare, I would imagine. Being very cautious. Doesn't mind the bright light too much. I think he kind of skits off here in a little bit. Something startles him. There he goes. And here we have just another lone raccoon. Raccoons are an invasive species in Japan. They were introduced, I think, in the 1970s as pets. Here we are. Great looking buck here. This guy's a good looking guy, and he's actually a funny character. He's going to do something funny on screen here. Prepare yourself for that. For nature. Nature is about to call. And I just thought it was pretty funny. Did a little pee on camera for us there, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I just thought it was funny. I caught that on camera, yeah. Here's another kind of younger buck. I think his antlers aren't as, you know, like thick or aren't as big as our previous buck there. So I think this guy's a little bit younger. He's just kind of nibbling on some grass there. And I think a little bit later in the shot here, he actually has a buddy. Yeah, he's looking back. He's looking back, I think, at his buddy, who we're going to get a quick peek at. We're going to see his eyes, kind of ominous in the background there. We don't get to quite see his buddy, but we get to see his creepy little eyes shining in the camera here, I think. There he is, coming off from the side there. You can kind of see his eyes. I wonder if it's female or if it's another young buck. I don't know if this guy is big enough to have his own harem of females yet. I think usually, like, deer will have their little harem. They'll have their little herd that they kind of preside over. Here we are. We have just a domesticated cat, or a stray cat. And these cats, we catch them a little bit quite often. Well, not quite often, but we do catch them every once in a while. But they are pretty destructive, actually, to wild bird populations and fish and lizards and other kind of small rodents and moles and what else. Even some insects. I think domesticated cats, don't quote me on this, but I have heard that single-handedly they are the #1 killers that have made a lot of animals go extinct just because they've been introduced on every single continent almost. Yeah. But yeah, we catch wild cats. I think I got another stray cat on cam in this video. We'll see it later. Yeah. Here's a tanuki chomping his jaws. I thought that was kind of cute. I zoomed in. Our next shot, this one, we catch something really interesting here. We catch a couple tanuki doing some monkey business, doing some sexy business, doing some mating. I thought that was really interesting. But then they stop, and I think they see the camera, and they're like, hey, Hey, don't look at us. You can't record this. I have to put this on my OnlyFans. Fans only? Is that what it is? No, but I just thought it was really interesting to see this mating happening. Fortunately, I don't think we get to see the whole deed. He's trying to wrangle her. She's like, I'm not having it. He's latching on there. And unfortunately, I think that's where that clip ended. I didn't quite get to catch any more of that on screen there. But here's another tanuki. Kind of cautious. Now, tanuki are voracious breeders. They can start reproducing at 9 months old. So they reproduce quite rapidly. And that's why they are an invasive species outside of Japan, because they can just reproduce so fast in a lot of places in Europe where they're invasive. So very hardy, adaptable, and rugged creatures. Love me tanuki. Here we are with the marten, Japanese marten there. I love the bright orange. They're bright orange colors, and these marten are actually some of the most vicious hunters in the forests. I think I have read somewhere that they will actually prey on tanuki, which are actually bigger in size, but pound for pound, these marten have tenacity. Here are some more wild boar. Just kind of trotting through back to our other view there. There's one, and I believe another one kind of trots through. Kind of running around, a little bit of commotion going on. There's our other boar. Kind of see their tail upright. Next clip is cute. You'll see why. Isn't that cute? Little piggy coming out of the grass there. I thought that was really cute. Yep, here we have a couple more juveniles. A couple more juvenile wild boar. I think they're just gonna kind of hang out and drink some water and sniff around in this this spot here. In Japanese, they call this kind of feature a nutaba, but it's basically just a watering hole, like a roll around in the mud spot, just an all-around wallering spot. And deer, actually, a deer will roll in the mud exactly how like we saw earlier in the video, the wild boar rolling around. And I believe they do it for the exact same reasons, to rid themselves of pests, old skin, dead hair, and stuff like that. Yeah. Whenever we come across a spot like this in the woods, we know that this is going to be a wildlife hotspot. Just because there's so many signs of wildlife. You know, we can definitely see the tracks in the mud. That's a dead giveaway. We can also see where the boar have been laying down and kind of rubbing, like their body imprints. Or you can kind of see like some striations in the mud of basically like kind of hair prints, I guess you can say, in the mud where the wild boar have been laying. So it kind of really helps set up shots where we can potentially get some good action. And just, you know, when we come across one of these watering spots, one of these watering holes, we get pretty excited because we know that this area is going to be a hot spot for many different animals. It's kind of hub, you know, many different animals. And I think they come and bump my camera a little bit there. You know, many different animals will actually use these spots. And whatnot. A couple birds here. You know, the birds will actually use it for bird bath. Surprised I haven't caught any owls in this area because I usually catch owls at these nutaba. What do we got here? We got another young buck, kind of parting away through the grass there. I just thought this grass looked really cool. I got a lot of mist triggers on this grass, and I knew I'd get a lot of mist triggers because the grass just blowing around in the wind. But I still just thought it looked great, and I wanted to point the camera this way. It's kind of hard to tell on camera here, but when you're actually at that spot, you can see a lot of trails where the animals are actually cutting through this grass. So that's one of the main reasons too. And I'm glad I got that little cute piggy shot of him coming through the grass. And I think I get a couple more shots like that. You know, the deer kind of emerging out of the grass, which I thought was pretty cool. Here we are, deer again. I put this clip in here because it's kind of unique to the white flash trail cameras, but if they get too close, sometimes the color it just gets way blown out. You see how the deer's face is just all blown out and white. So it's kind of like a unique, I guess, problem with white flash cameras, because it's pushing out these bright LED lights. Anything gets too close, it just gets washed out. You can't quite see. So, but the animals don't really mind it. You know, they'll walk right up to it, like that deer. You know, I can't even stand to look at those LEDs when I'm there. Even in the daytime, you know, those LEDs are super bright, but, you know, deer in the headlights kind of thing, I guess, you know. But I've seen tanuki walk straight up to it. I've seen raccoons just straight up, you know, look straight into it, yeah. There are a couple other guys. There's got that young buck, and maybe, I think that's a female in the back. Can't quite see any antlers, so there's another female, little doe in the background in this area as well. So like I said, in these watering hole, kind of these spots, they're definitely a wildlife hotspot. I forgot to count how many species we've seen. Ah, here we are. Here's another one of those wildcats. When I first saw this one, I was like, what? Is that like a wildcat? But there's not any wildcats other than in Tsushima. They have a mountain cat, a native mountain cat in Tsushima. But I thought this guy looked like a lynx or something like that, or some sort of small bobcat or wildcat. But there's none of those in Japan. I think this is just a regular stray cat, but he's just really thick looking, and he had that bob tail, so it made me second guess. But you know, still thought it was pretty cool to catch something like that, and kind of sparked my curiosity to look in to see if there were any other wildcats other than the endangered ones in other parts of Fukuoka. Not Fukuoka, in Tsushima, I believe is what it's called. Yeah. Here's another quick look at another tanuki, little soul tanuki, just kind of wandering around, sniffing, probably looking for insects, and other little critters, mice, you know, other little yummy bits. Yeah, we got another young juvenile boar sniffing around, just making its way around the watering hole, checking everything out. What's coming up next here? We have another cautious boar, a little bit more mature boar. Very cautious. Maybe he cares a little bit about the bright lights there. I'm not quite sure, but maybe this is a female. But not as big as the big units, as the big boys we saw earlier in the video. They're just great looking wild boar, yeah. What do we got coming up next? Oh, we got some more boar. Another muddy guy. Just had a quick roll in the mud there, didn't he? Yeah, nice wet and muddy, sniffing around. I think on that tree there, he's going to kind of scratch off a little bit. He's going to scratch his body just a little bit on that tree there. And they'll do that, again, just to scratch an itch and whatnot. And there it goes, little scratch, little shake. Good looking muddy guy there. And oh, here's another wild boar. I like their tail, you know, happy little tail, happy tail. Sniffing around. Oh, another raccoon. You know, raccoons are invasive, but I always think raccoons are cute. I think they're definitely cute. Some nice little sounds walking around in the forest. And another tanuki. Again, just a tanuki wandering around. They're very opportunistic eaters. They forage and hunt, and you know, they'll eat pretty much anything they can come across. And they're just constantly looking for food. Tanuki are known to have pretty poor eyesight as well. They have really good noses though. Alright, and I think we are coming up. I think this might be our last clip of a couple other boar. Now, I believe these are going to be Japanese boar because you can see on their faces they've kind of got these white whiskers. You see those white spots? I believe these are going to be the Japanese boars, the native ones, the native boars to Japan. They are a little bit smaller in size to the Eurasian boar, but you can kind of see the white patches there. Fun fact, they used to be called Yamakujira, which basically means mountain whales. Mountain whales. So I think these guys kind of look cool, and I wanted to put this clip last because they kind of disappear into the grass. and we're about to end the video here. So if you liked these videos, definitely check out some more of our other videos. Do all that YouTube stuff, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our new website and also Patreon if you want to support us. Yeah, we'll keep bringing weekly videos to you from our patch of the woods here. There's a couple more videos off to the side here. Definitely check those out, and we'll see you again next time.